Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is the Meta Movement and my name is Katie Mikey. For those of you who do not know me, I am a psychic medium, but I also am a life coach. I have a master's in sports psychology and other in behavioral analysis. But I did start my journey on this huge awakening path I don't know, like 7 or 8 years ago. And that's really when I started to use crystals to uncover a lot of my blocks that I had through meditation. And in this video today, I'm going to teach you how to start meditation if you are new to it or if you feel like you have a hard time with meditating. I'm going to give you a couple hints on how to do that. And I'm also going to show you how to use crystals to uncover blocks that are holding you back from awakening or moving forward to a better state of mind. Okay, so when I started meditating, I did find that it was really difficult for me to get started. It wasn't something that I instantly fell into. Now, I used to do this a lot when I was a kid. And I would do a lot of visualization with colors and things like that when I was a kid. I didn't really understand what I was doing. And there was a long period of time between being a kid and being an adult where I never meditated. I didn't realize that it actually helped. That it didn't, I didn't understand the concept of it bringing back the mind-body connection. So I never really did it. I had a lot of bad relationships and just bad scenarios and situations that were going on in my life, things that were really negative. And meditating definitely wasn't something that I felt like I had time for. But when I started to meditate, I realized, one, it wasn't as easy as I thought it was. And two, it did begin to help, like insanely help me to clear my mind, to manifest things more easily in my life, and to uncover a lot of trauma that I had in my life that I didn't even realize was bothering me or was a part of my life or was creating negative or bad situations in my life. So the first thing I'm going to teach you or tell you what to do is meditating is just like riding a bike or playing a sport. It does take practice. It's not something that you can just sit down the very first time, and maybe it's possible for some people, but for a lot of people, especially myself, I found that I got antsy. My body got antsy, or I wasn't able to concentrate. I had a lot of other things I was concentrating on or I was listening to. So it's really important for us, one, to meditate early in the morning. Through a 24-hour period, our body temperature changes, our hormone levels change, our physiology changes. And a lot of people that do try to meditate at nighttime, one, you might fall asleep. Two, you might feel a little bit antsy. And so I did find that the best time to meditate for myself was early in the morning after a cup of coffee or after a cup of tea, or even after just breakfast, wake up, brush your teeth, and then sitting down and allocating at least like 10 to 15 minutes to meditate. So I will tell you that on average, it does take about 7.5 minutes to get into a meditative state of mind. So at the minimum, you're going to want to give yourself at least 10-minute window to practice. And if you do this every day, then it's going to get easier and easier and easier in a quicker amount of time. If you do it, 2 to 3 times a week, then you're going to find that it might take a few weeks for you to get into a really good, easy meditative state of mind where you have good visuals and a good mind-body connection. So music, I did find, was something that would help to block the external stimuli from my environment. And it wasn't just like music on my phone or music that was playing. I actually had to have earplugs. So if you are finding that still using music of some sort is difficult for you, try earplugs so that you can just get rid of all that external type of stimuli that kind of can distract you in some way. Also, when you're starting out meditating, I would recommend finding guided meditations over just simple music or hertz of tones and things like that. Having a guide you through meditation, at least for the first few weeks, is definitely going to teach you some type of regimen. It's going to teach you some type of pattern, or it's going to create that exact way that you go into meditation every time. And it's like triggers, or, it's a pathway. It's creating a pathway for you to go into your mind, and something that is redundant, something that is repetitive, something you can count on, something that if you close your eyes and you imagine this beautiful light. Maybe that's what you start with, a light. That is like your brain's sign. That's a trigger for your brain to let you know that you're going into that meditative state of mind, or that is your goal. So having some type of routine is really important, and using a guided meditation that feels really good to you, that's going to help you out as well. Now, the guided meditation doesn't have to be anything particular. It could be a guided meditation just to get into meditation. It could be to uncover blocks. It could be to meet your soulmate. It could be just to balance out your chakras. If I had to choose one, I would choose one that was to balance out my chakras, because someone's going to guide you into a very calm state of mind, and then they're going to teach you how to open your chakras, which should be the first thing that you do every time you go into a meditative state of mind, is clear my mind, have a mind-body connection, and then open up and balance my chakras, kind of visually see which chakras need work. And to do that, basically what happens is, over a period of time, your visualization techniques, and you're training your mind, you're training your visions and your senses, and those are going to get stronger and stronger, to the point where you can actually visualize your chakras spinning. For example, I picture like a lotus flower spinning in a clockwise position coming out of my body. If I'm doing this to connect with another individual, I usually have them the opposite of me, and we connect our chakras in that way. And then what happens is, for me, if I see something that's unbalanced, it's a chakra that is moving in a different way than all the rest. It stands out somehow, whether it's moving too slow or too fast, or it's bigger or it's smaller than the other chakras. So that's basically how you'll know. So after a few weeks of doing a guided meditation, you can switch to music or hertz or tones that feel good or feel comfortable with you. Just because something says that it's for your sacral chakra or for your root chakra doesn't mean that you're going to connect to it. So you have to be okay with that. And what I would say is, if you don't connect to the music within the first minute or 2 minutes, then you need to just stop what you're doing and change music, because what you're going to be doing is focusing on the fact that it's not connecting to you the entire time, and you're not going to make a good connection, mind-body connection, in that meditation. So if you find that you're focusing on the music, it means that it is distracting you, and that you need to find something that is more soulful, something that your body can feel, something that might cause some type of physiological response or some type of emotional response within you. Now, again, I said that it does take about 7.5 minutes to get into a meditative state of mind. And you do want to be breathing in your nose for 4 seconds and out your mouth for about 6 seconds. And yes, this is different. You're letting out your breath in a slower way than you are breathing in. And it is important to fill your lungs completely, okay? And when you do that, when you fill your lungs completely, you are setting your body up for a state of higher vibration. So if people ask, how do I raise my vibration? It's literally just deep breathing, okay? Our lungs hold so much more air than we actually fill them on a daily basis. Go ahead, try it. I dare you, all right? So for the next part, we're gonna use crystals, okay? So if you just want to balance out your chakras, a good idea is to find crystals that correspond to the specific chakras, okay? If you want to find obsidian, carnelian, yellow quartz, or moonstones, you can find rose quartz, lapis, amethyst, whatever you want to use. They can just be small stones, they can be polished, they can be raw. It doesn't matter. It honestly doesn't matter. Crystals do vibrate at a certain frequency, and those frequencies match up with different areas of our body. So what we are doing is we are taking that crystal and we are using its structure to basically stabilize specific areas of our body. And because humans are mostly water, our energy fluctuates where a crystal's energy might not. So by holding onto it or putting that crystal in a specific area, we are trying to stabilize that energy. Now, if you're trying to specifically use crystals to uncover blocks, I would find a crystal. Lemurian seeds work great. I would find a clear quartz, or master crystals. These are the most powerful and energetic type of crystals, especially those with a point. Natural points, I believe, are always the best, but people have their own opinions. So what I would do is first we're going to understand that the right side of our body, or our right hand, is how we give energy. It's how energy leaves our body. So if we were a healer, we're going to be sending energy through our right side. Now, to receive energy, we are going to be using our left side, our left hand. All right. So when we have blocks, when we have traumas, what we do in that moment is we try to forget about it. We try to tell ourselves it didn't happen. We don't want to deal with it. So by telling ourselves no, 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 we end up taking that experience or that memory or those feelings and we push them way down into our unconscious mind. Okay. By denying information, by denying trauma, by denying memories, we push them into our unconscious mind. So a lot of the time we can be walking around and being like, I know I have a block, but I don't know what it is. And the reason for that is because we've literally hidden it from ourselves. So we're going to use a crystal, specifically one with a point, to bring it back out of our unconscious mind and put it back into our conscious state of mind so that we can deal with it and we can release it and let it go and not have it affect us on a daily basis. So the first thing you want to do is take your crystal and you're going to put it in your right hand, and you want the point facing away from you. Okay. So it can be facing this way. It can be just holding it like this. The idea is this is the direction we want the energy to go in. Okay. So we want the energy to enter the crystal. All right. So we're going to close our eyes. We're going to get into a meditative state of mind. It's going to take about 7.5 minutes. And then we're going to hold our crystal in our right hand. And what we're going to do is imagine a flow of energy coming from our brain down through our throat chakra, into our heart chakra, down through our arm, and entering the crystal. And what we're going to tell ourselves in the moment, you can just start with one block. You can say, I program this crystal with an unconscious block that I need to get rid of right now. All right. You can say over it, just say it over and over. I program this crystal with my unconscious blocks. I program this crystal with my unconscious blocks. And closing your eyes and just imagining energy coming from your brain down through your heart chakra, down into this crystal and being stored in this crystal. All right. You're going to want to do this for a good 2 to 3 minutes. Then you can open your eyes. You don't have to. You can simply take the crystal, turn it around, and place it in your left hand. You want to take a few deep breaths, and then you're going to want to close your eyes again, and you're going to imagine energy this time. Imagine this energy in like bright blue or gold energy or white light, and you're going to have it come from your hand, from the crystal, because now the point is facing us. So we're directing the energy back to us. And we're going to ask the crystal to send the unconscious information into our conscious mind. Okay, so we are going to imagine the energy coming down our arm, into our heart chakra, up through our throat chakra, into our third eye, and in our mind, in our brain, where we are going to recognize it. So again, you're going to sit in a meditative state of mind, and you're going to say to yourself, all the information, all the unconscious information and blocks that are in this crystal, please come to my conscious mind. And when this happens, you're going to say it over and over. You might see images of people, scenarios, situations, and you might just get little glimpses or memories that maybe you don't even remember. And what you're supposed to do with this information is just write it down. And once you have like an idea of a few things, maybe you see a wedding, a grandfather, maybe you see a park, and you still can't put it together, you want to just tell yourself, I allow myself to uncover this block. I allow myself to see the trauma. And we have to allow ourselves to see it because we've programmed ourselves to not see it. So in this allowance, we are bringing this block forward so that we can deal with it in real time. Now, having emotion is really good. Crying is really good. All this will help to uncover those traumas or those blocks that you've been hiding in your unconscious. Okay. I hope this little exercise helps you. Good luck with it. Let me know how you did down in the comments. Thank you so much for being here and subscribing. Thanks, guys.